Nope. My voice is working, not yours. Fascinating. Oh, and we're live though. We're live. We've finally done a good cold open. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Chris can't say anything. Just give us a second. Oh no, he's gone.
Sure, if you can.
Do the intro. All right. Welcome to Skill Issue 26. This is finally my chance to slot in with every time Chris says you never thought we'd be doing another one. I always feel like you gotta come up with a new opener. So this is my chance to reinvent the wheel. But yeah, this is an episode where we're gonna be talking about me it's all about me this week, guys. Now those of you that know me probably know that every week is about me. So but I was at Squad Games, I think was the name of it, which was a sort of the first big 5-man teams tournament in Victoria. So I was doing that over the weekend, managed to place third and go undefeated, which I'm very happy with. There are a lot of very good teams in attendance. So I think the plan is go over my 5-man, the lists that I took and why, and then go through each round just sort of quickly, probably from a perspective of once Chris has a voice, I can confirm this with him.
Yeah.
You have a voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, excellent. Probably just in the pairings and sort of matchup sense on like the logic behind why things went the way they did, the meta kind of thing, and then at the end, I think we'll do a talk about would I have changed anything and the team's meta generally and why I would change what I would change / what Chris might take, what we might take, kind of thing. But yeah, now that you have returned, how has your week been?
My week's been good, man. Been getting lots of playing a lot of 40k, which I've been really enjoying. It's also really nice that I've been winning a lot of my games, so like that keeps the excitement going. But no, it's real fun. Practicing Tau for ANZTC. So that's just been real fun, playing like different builds, trying to figure out like what works, what doesn't. There's so many. I didn't realize, I do realize I love playing Tau and I love like tweaking lists, but I didn't realize like how many actual different like decision points that you kind of have to choose with Tau. Like, do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want an ethereal? Do you want a crude shaper? Do you want broadsides? Do you not? Like, there's actually a lot of things and they all change how your list gets constructed around them. So like, it's been very fun, but I think I've locked down on, I've got a couple of lists that I'm really, really happy with now. And it's just the tiny things. It's like crude or Vespid or, the tiny little bits that I find, like, where does it need to lock in? But it's been very, very fun. And the twins are just silly, man. Like the best thing about the twins is I think I've played like 12 or so games with them. And I think I've maybe shot them like 5 times, because most of the games they're either still in ingress, like it's still in deep strike, ready to come down, because they're really good to hedge your bets if you do go second, because the ingress on them is just nutty, and you don't really need them the early game, or they're just like holding my expansion because the rest of my army's on the deployment line. So it's been very fun.
It's one of those things where like the threat of them, because I've only played one game versus them, and I was playing my Zangor Horde list, so it doesn't really count. But like it felt to me like the big thing that they did in that game was like they just threatened a heroic, which was really weird, because it was like I can never charge this because I lose instantly if I do, because the like heroic fallback move, like it just ends the game. So they didn't do that much that game either. It's the threat, right? Like the potential.
Yeah, and they also do just like absolutely clap. Like when they do get to shoot, I'm like, why do they have 17 guns that all do like randomly 2 damage? Like I think one of the guns doesn't do 2 damage. It's like, it's crazy. Like it's just
they got like the little D6 one, eh? Yeah,
2d6 shots because there's 2 of them.
Fuck, they both have one.
Hell yeah. No, it's they probably should be like 200 plus points. Like it's cool to have a good unit, and I'm really glad that you can't take 3 of them. I'm glad that it's an epic hero, stuff like that. Like, that's really, really important for the starter sheet. But it is still just too cheap. Like a ghost kill or this is like, there is no world where you don't take this over a ghost kill. Like, and you don't take it over, like you take it over a Riptide. So it's like, So it should at least be the same points as a Riptide, like bare minimum. So, but hey.
Yeah, my call was 240 release with strong looking at if they should go up from there. Was yeah.
See, like, I don't mind them being a little on the cheap side, like 200, 220, which is still, I think, it's not a cheap unit, but it's very strong for what they are, because you can only take the one of them. Like, if it was a Riptide, if Riptides you could only take one of, they could probably be like 150 points, right? Because, like, if it's only the one,
I agree with
probably not that that much of an issue. And as I've been saying, they haven't really come up much in my games.
Well, unless you consider the threat, right? Because like if you're holding them in rapid full game, like that's a lot of. I'm like, fuck, he's gonna rapid the Twin Lance every single turn. I have a brain aneurysm.
Yeah,
like.
My favorite thing is he's like, I'm screened out from your guys, right? And I was like, yeah, but like I can get onto all three of the middle objectives this turn with my ingress. He's like, how? I was like, I ingress, and then you don't shoot me, and then I just move 6 inches and I have 4 OC. He's like, so I need to put 4 OC on every objective. I was like, yes. He's like, that's
obviously idiot.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the move. I think actually they should stay like sub 200 points, but the move should be changed to if they're in combat, then they're fine.
Yes and no. Like, I don't know. I do kind of agree with you that like in an epic hero, or like an epic hero that there's not lots of them, like Catan, I do like the cool like I like like when Magnus was busted, I liked him, and I don't think you should be able to go and oppress people with him, but having your one cool centerpiece model is cool. Like,
definitely. So I'm in two minds. They are too good though, as they are right now. They're just too good. But no, apart from that, good. I'm doing really well. Work's been crazy, but just playing 40k and winning, which is nice. So I can't complain. But we also have someone else to talk about playing 40k and winning, which is yourself, my king.
Nah, I'm not, because as I always say on the podcast, if you're not first, you're last. So I actually lost.
No. Yeah. So so how you been? Obviously you had the event this weekend, but did anything else happen in the past week?
Kieran Chad made me play Brood Surge. Never again. It was fucking horrible. The game came down to a secondary redraw on bottom of 5, which never feels good.
Nice.
My highlight of game was spend 1 CP to explode my Abominant, roll 1 so it doesn't explode, then roll the 2 up to see if it stands back up. Doesn't stand back up either.
Grim. That's grim.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise I'm good. My work's starting to heat up a lot actually as well, which is sad.
It's like one of those weird things. Like, it's good, work busy, very good thing, and then it's like, but oh no, I also like the 5.
No. Yeah. I'm kind of like I chose this job because it's less stressful than law. Like if I knew this was happening, I would have just stayed in law and gotten my automatic Australian 40k pay rise. Like it's been very sad, but well paid for it. Like
wiping your tears with your $100 notes.
Exactly. With my crisper bills. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Well, so shall we get into the event then?
Yes. Yeah. What do we want to do? Team composition first, or just dive into rounds?
Well, I've got round 1 up now, which is being shown. But let's go through your team comp. Starting with yourself. What did you take, and then what was the rest of your team?
So I played. I think I chose my faction last because I had a lot more faction flexibility than everyone else on my team. So I was kind of like, I'm gonna fill a gap. We're gonna see what everyone is doing well on and what they want to play and what we need, and then I will fill the gap, kind of thing.
Nice.
But I ended up playing Outlander Claw Gene Stealer Cult because I think we needed flexibility with a blunting potential in the final sort of slot, and it has that thing that we've been talking about in a lot of our sort of recent episodes about hyper MSU plays well into the current meta, so it's like good in that sense. And I got like 1 rep prior to the event, but obviously in the past I've played it a lot, so it
Yeah.
was like an easy thing for me to come back to and pick up, bit of a comfort pick kind of thing. The rest of the team was we had Ben on Subterranean Assault Tyranids. So that was kind of Ben can only play Tyranids. He has a Custodes army that he's sort of in the middle of painting. So for quite a while, we were going to on 3 Land Raiders, and I was going to play the Gaunt Carpet.
Mm-hmm.
Then at sort of last minute, we just decided Ben has been playing Subterranean Assault. Better to keep him on what he's on, and then I'll sort of pivot to what I'm doing. So then we had Dan on 3 Land Raider Custodes, the cursed first defender.
Yeah.
Dan's a very good Custodes player. As I think he's won events. He's at least podiumed quite a few events here with Custodes. He's pretty good at them. So we pivoted him onto 3 Land Raiders. We had Mahan on 3 Repexes.
That's so gross.
Yeah. 3 Repex Black Templars, which he's just cursed at. Like,
yeah.
He did take his first teams tournament loss ever this event though, which was funny.
Man, round 1 as well, brutal.
I know. Immediately started saying he was washed. And then we had Leo on 3 Halberds. So there's a bit of a spam thing going on. So Leo again is sort of a bit of a World Eaters action expert. He's very good at it. Has also won a couple of events, I think, with it. And Halberds is kind of like his thing. Like he's just very good at scamming people with them. So that was the idea with this list, would just sort of catch people off guard with the triple Halberd. So the idea was Leo's getting princessed as much as possible, with sort of sometimes second defended, and then Mahan was also getting princessed, but realized sort of once I started looking, once the lists were out, that he was actually sort of our answer to a lot of stuff. Like he had play into Necrons, he had play into like the recon element, the Gaunt Carpet, like there are a couple of big sort of stat checky lists that were not -1 damage Catan, which he had a lot of play into as well. So we're often attacking first defenders with him in the end.
Okay.
And then myself, I was kind of just playing whatever, / there were a few things that were problems for our composition that I was trying to get myself into because I had planned them and no one else did.
Yep.
And then Ben, unfortunately, shout out to Ben, did not have a very good matrix and was just sacrificed a lot.
Rough, yeah.
But the idea with Subterranean Assault was that there's a lot of sort of point scoring potential, so you can bring back points from a lot of things.
Yep. Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Sounds like feeling like obviously you had your issues with, like people that only play certain factions, which is good and bad, right? Like people that only play like 1 or 2 factions are usually much better at those factions than people that jump, but it also makes team composition building a lot more difficult and more like planning further steps you kind of need to do instead of being like, cool, we got to do this because this is the most efficient and this works for what we want to do. It's like, oh, okay, so now we might have a bit of a gap here, but it means we can like shore up this area over here. So like that's kind of what we're hedging for a little bit, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was tough, and I think that we had a little bit of talk. Like Leo really wanted someone to learn how, but then we realized Twin Lance is actually not in play, so we dropped that. That initially we were going to have someone was going to pivot to Tau because Dan does have a Tau army.
Nice.
But yeah, I think it worked well for us ultimately. But there's definitely would have been a world where it didn't, and I think that a lot of that comes from me putting all the pairings priority on our faction experts, just making sure that they don't play things which are bad for them.
Yep, pushing the scores that you can really push, and then mitigating the losses. That's literally what teams is all about for the most part. There's like, it's interesting because there is like a few different like strains of thought when it comes to pairings. There's like pairing for the top side of a draw. There's pairing like really aggressively, like kind of like how the French team does, where they don't bring like blunter lists or anything like that. They just try and bring things that solve it problems. Like none of that lists are just designed to get bodied, but get bodied okay. Like they're all just like killer lists. And then sometimes you just go into a bad matchup, but hopefully you have more good matchups because you're putting these too many good armies. Yeah. Which is a really another interesting way. And then there's the So we got the draws, we got the like super aggressive, and then there's the like we're just hedging our bets against this, you know. So like we want to have a really good matchup against what we're gonna really expecting to see, which is like the Necrons, Tau kind of stuff is what you know, and Marines, right? If you can have good matchups into those three, you're probably got like a decent matrix overall.
Yeah, we did do a little bit of thinking about like that kind of in the design of our list within those factions. We definitely thought about that quite a lot. Like I know that Outlander indirect build has been like, so that's what Eric's playing and stuff. But I took lasers instead just because of how sort of thick we expected the meta to be, and I want to be able to answer those things.
Yep.
And then Mahan took a plasma repex to be able to play into those sort of hyper elite infantry.
Interesting, yeah.
Armies, which I think we'll talk about at the end. I actually think that was probably an error.
Fair. Okay.
But and then yeah.
Cool.
No, let's dive into round one, I think, because we're waffling.
Yeah, we are. But hey, it's actually important to like to understand why the team comp is the way that it is, right? Like, you know, it's just you have faction experts, use them. But yeah, round one you're against Timu Vic. Now, I don't want to toot my own horn here at all, but to be fair, I will, and a lot. Tate asked me if I could help him like get some like pairings prep against this team. You just someone basically to play as Timu Vic for pairings, just to kind of get an idea of things. And we came to the conclusion of what I think he should do, and then you did that thing, and apparently it worked quite well for you.
It did work. You could have just let me say that, Chris, because the glaze would have felt amazing. Like
nah. Like it feels better coming from me.
the self glaze.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Thank you to yourself, because that was very helpful. I think honestly pairings could not really have gone better that round. I don't think. I think the only thing that was like more optimal was if we got flipped the World Eaters and Nids pairings.
Yep.
But yeah, like honestly, getting so what we arrived at the conclusion of after a few runs of that pairings was that we had to first defend the repexes, and then it just resulted in sort of pairings falling out better for the rest of the team composition. And you'll be very gratified to know the second we flipped the first defenders, they had their like little computer matrix and everything. Not all of my players finished their matrixes, so it's just like fuck it with vibes, everything.
Yeah.
And I looked at their dude dead in the eye, and he goes, "Fuck, that's a problem." So
yeah,
there you go.
Fuck, that feels good. I get that such a good feeling when you're just like, yes. Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah. I was like, you idiots expected 3 land raiders, didn't you?
To be fair, we talked about that a lot, though, right? It was like I was like, we checked on the tables and everything. It's like there's actually only like one bad table for your Custodes players, so it's actually like pretty easy to dodge that. So like, cool.
Yeah, that's like the only round we could have not first defended 3 land raiders. Yeah. So this round we got from memory, we got Templars into CSM.
Yep.
We got myself into Recon Element, which was a huge win for us because that absolutely fucking stomped everyone else in the Matrix. The one issue, because I thought this would be a bigger win for me, but I forgot they have a 12-inch pushback stratagem, and I was attacking into it on its board pick, and he picked a very good table where I couldn't get any angles onto any of the objectives except the really open one in the middle.
Yeah.
Out of Deep Strike or anything like that, so it just kind of washed out. And then, but I still think my list was the only one that had the ability to actually kill them off points and stop them holding primary. So still good there. Then we had Nids versus Necrons, which is huge props to Ben pulling out a 9 for that. I don't know how that happened, but that's wild.
Hell yeah.
And then we had our Custodes versus the Knights, which I think Dan diced Aiden a little bit. They were playing next to me.
Yeah.
And round one, it was like that. He like lost 2, Aiden went first, and then Dan just like immediately lost 2 land raiders, and he's like, I'm done. Yeah. I'm cooked. But apparently then never failed another save again. It's like, I remember I turned around, watched Aiden rolling dice, and then Dan picks up and rolls the saves, and Aiden just goes like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So I think yeah, not good. And then there were not a lot of knights left after that.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey,
and then I
yeah.
think small win for the CSM into the Templars.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, we
But
have
yeah,
10-10 for you into the Astra, a 14 win for your Custodes into the Chaos Knights. Your Black Templars got a 9 into that CSM, and then a 9 for the Tyranids into their Necrons. Then you got a 16 with your World Eaters into their Nids. So pretty good
yeah,
scores, really. Like the worst score you're getting is a 9 is fucking massive. Like it's really good.
yeah. This is a very good team as well. This was probably one of the favorites to podium. So I think getting this win like first really sort of lit the fire for everyone. I think, which was
Nice.
cool.
Yeah, that's always a good feeling, eh? Like winning your first round always feels so good as a team, right? Like it's just really nice.
Yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
So on to round 2.
So round two, I guess. Yeah, this is Disciples of the Spinner, which is named such because they did all their pairings with the spinner. So this is the only one that I don't remember pairings for because it was just like they're just doing
Hell yeah.
whatever. All randomized.
So I'll rattle it off then. We've got your Black Templars into Imperial Knights, your Custodes into Chaos Demons, yourself into Orcs, your Tyranids into Dark Angels, and your World Eaters into Sisters.
Yeah. So honestly, I don't have a whole heap to say about this round in terms of pairing strategy, just because it was spinner.
Yeah.
I guess other than the fact that the spinner apparently decided to sacrifice their entire psychic attack army to attack our custodes. So it was with the 5-up Gone of Pain.
Yeah, that's grim.
So the spinner screwed them on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was I don't know if it was a result of like this was another fairly the players here are quite good despite the fact that they're kind of taking the piss a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we got upper end of a draw. I pulled out a small win into Orcs, which was actually quite an interesting game because I went first, stickied everything, killed all his trash pieces, like I killed all the commandos,
Yeah.
killed a lot of the Zog unit, and killed like Storm Boys with indirect or something, which was really good for me because it was like put the bricks out.
Yeah.
So he made what I actually think was a really good plan. He just wired turn 1 and just charged everything onto the objectives and was like, I'm threatening you with everything. I have my 5-up in Von. You're not that high of a damage army.
Yeah.
Like, kill me or lose. I think I managed to just sort of do enough. I got a very long shooting phase, popped everyone out of the transports, had like a 40-minute shooting phase, and killed like close to tabled him, but he still got the 15 because he had like Gaz lost his friends but was still alive.
Yeah.
And then he had like a beast boss still alive, like got the 15 and then pushed into me again with sort of like the remaining bits and pieces.
And because you have t-shirts as saves, like he still picks up everything that is out.
Yeah.
And you get to overwatch one thing and then that's kind of it.
Yeah. And then I get cracked. Yeah.
Cool.
But then the resurgence happens and I drop in his backfield and stuff because he's pushed so far. So it's like fine. So I managed to pull out a small win there. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, interesting.
Not
yeah,
too
cool.
much to say.
Notably, Adam Camilleri is the only person that got a win on that team.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, he was not very confident going into that either, I don't think. I think he was real scared of the 3 repics, but I think it was also just like dice.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually like the 5 big Imperial Nut list. I actually kind of love like for like pairings because it's like at either 20s or O's, like it's like, but it's really like a nightmare because it's like if I just make a couple of too many saves, like I will just dome you. But like if I don't, it's probably the other way. So it's like one of those lists where it's like it really throws like a weird spanner into the works for teams, which is kind of funny.
It does until the spinner just sacrifices it, but
yeah, true. Yeah, it's like, oh no, you went into Montcar Tower. I'm sorry, you only have 2 bigs at the start of your first turn.
Unfortunate. Yes, yeah. I think that was kind of how that went. Like I can't remember who went first, but I think it might have just been both of them on the line.
Yeah.
Someone blows someone up with their
Yeah. And that's like when it's like a lot of infantry that's very easy to kill and then big tanks that have to kill big tanks, it becomes a little too swingy, right? And then this is where the plasma becomes real bad, right? Because that plasma repix is just like, I'm winning you on 5s, yay.
Yes.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, and that was part of where we were like, we actually went wrong with Plasma Repex. Is that and a couple of other things doesn't mean much. Yeah.
yeah, fair. But yeah, cool. Shall we go straight to round 3 then?
Yes. Yeah, what is the sushi train?
Yep. Yeah, the Emperor's Finest on a sushi train. Very good, very good.
Such a long name. At one point, it was also the Emperor's Finest on a sushi train A team, which is just mouthful.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is another sort of reasonably solid team.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I like how you're rating every team.
Well,
like, hot or not?
Actually,
not hot. Hot.
I'm trying to. No, I will like. Hope none of them are watching. On day 2, there will be a team we do not rate.
Yeah.
We got the big pair down. No, to be fair, like I probably should just be honest. Emperor's Finest on the sushi train is not as good as the round 1 or 2, but they're still solid.
Yep.
Just being nice, but they're like solid.
Yep.
And it's like sort of one good player and a lot of sort of up and coming players. But unfortunately, we had on this team Liam, who faction champion that he is. I chat to him at a lot of events about EC.
Yeah.
He decided to still play EC, and there was really no iteration of pairings in which that didn't get like 20.
Yeah,
so
that's rough.
It was a bit like there's because if Mahan plays it, me and Mahan had played the matchup quite a lot, and this Koiteri, if you just shovel 3 repixes onto a point with guys inside turn 1, it just loses. There's not much that you can do. Likewise, it gets smashed by Outlander Claw because pledge means nothing.
Yeah.
And I like it's actually not hard for me to kill you.
Yeah.
Second, you trigger your 4-up Fauna Pain Burst models on 1 Demon Prince. The other one eats like 7 models.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just like good comp to fall into. Like your comp just fit well
we
against
lined up
theirs.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not too much to say again about that one. My opponent was quite nice.
Nice.
He was a bit of a G, but again, like I don't think the matchup is super amazing when he's just like bricks that I can move, block, and just chip like every turn. I also managed to kill his Nemesis Claw top of 1 with indirect, which is like
so grim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. What was the towel list? Out of curiosity.
It was Rick. That guy actually did really well, I think. Like he beat one of the Team Vic guys, Necrons, with Redcad, which I don't know if that is something that you think is a good matchup, but to me didn't strike me as a particularly good matchup.
Fine. Like Redcad is like fine into Necrons. It depends on like if you have Sunforge and like if they pop off or not. Like right, if it's going into Catan.
Yeah.
The burst cannon unit can be pretty cute, that matchup, if he has that. Like it depends on the list, right? Like
I think he did.
Yeah. The burst cannon unit with sus hits 2 against the 10+ units. It's just that thing can cook, man.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that shout out to that Tel player. He did well over the course of the event. I think he was like 5-0, 4-1.
Oh yeah, nice.
I think he's kind of new. I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. Shot Ed fucking being an absolute chat with the fish people.
Ed.
Yeah. Okay, so end of day 1, feeling pretty good. And then we have you guys against the good guys 2, Electric Boogaloo, and yours truly, old Tate Hobby on Risky Rollers live stream. Hell yeah. I literally,
which I did not want.
Yeah. I just like turned the TV on and put it on YouTube, and I was like, and then the first thing came out was Risky Rollers. I was like, oh, I'll see what's on. Clicked it, and it was Tate Hobie. I was like, oh, hell yeah. So that was quite hype. So it was quite cool. So I was like, oh, this goes on. I'm going to do all my chores now, but this is going to be on. That was quite cool.
Yeah. No, I really did not want to. I've never won a stream game. So I was like, I don't know if you remember the one that you streamed of me where it was like Demons versus Outlander Claw on Purge.
Yeah.
And guys were like, no, it's an interesting. I was like, guys, it's not an interesting matchup. It's fucking unwinnable. Like it's
Yeah.
like I just get smoked.
Yeah.
But what was that? Yeah, so we knew we were playing these guys.
Hmm.
'Cause obviously, end of round 3, we have pairings. We have overnight, and this was like the super team because Risky Rollers had like a rule that you can only have 2 Team Vic players on a team.
Okay. Yep.
Um, but this team has like 1 current Team Vic player and then like 2 former Team Australia players and another 2 GT winners. Like it's just like
Yeah.
sorry, 2 like retired Team Vic players. So they were like it's like Chile at NZTC last year. It's like it's just
Yeah.
it's your
The
event.
team to beat. If you have to beat this team if you want
Yeah.
to do well. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and Leo did a practice run of, and I think at some point me and Kier might have practice paired this as well. So shout out to Kier for helping with
Nice.
that. Me and Leo did a practice run of this before,
Hmm.
and arrived kind of at the conclusion was that they probably first drop Dean, which is a quite an interesting CSM list. I think it needs the heavy board, and
Right.
so it always goes down first. It's like Hob with 30 possessed, 25 chosen, all the good characters, and that's like it. Like it's
Yeah.
just
And
and
Abaddon,
Abaddon,
notably
notably.
Abaddon.
Yeah, notably Abaddon. So it gets 4 up in Von. You maybe choose +1 toughness if it's relevant, and it just stat
Hmm.
checks and then flips to reroll hits and runs at you.
Yep.
Um,
It's like the
yeah, so
most world eateries list you could possibly do with
still,
CSM. It's pretty hype.
he's still trying to play World Beaters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I actually was very happy with how we paired this. Like, to be
Nice.
fair, we practiced it and then they I don't think really practiced it. I also think they were kind of pairing based off what they wanted to practice for ANZTC. Like
Nice.
they took their Drukari into Templars, but I was talking to Kyle afterward, and he was like, "Well, it's actually because I just want to know
Hmm.
how bad the repixes are for my
Yeah.
list." But I was pretty the one because our strategy going to this as well was we losing side of a draw.
Hmm.
Everyone just tried to because if we draw this round, we're in with a real shot at second, and we're locked for third.
Yeah. Yep. Nice.
So we were trying to get losing side of a draw. Got really good pairings, I think, with the caveat that theirs might not have been quite optimized.
Yep.
The one sad thing was that Al was quite bad for us, so I just sacked our custodians into it immediately, and then he just got smoked, which was kind of expected.
Yeah.
But the Taoist it was like no railguns, no Sunforge.
Hmm.
So we were like, there is, and you have the 4-up versus the Riptide devs for 1 CP.
Yeah.
So we were like, there is a world where you can just try and stat check it.
Yep. That's very fair.
It's not,
Like
it's
it's
not
it's
an
not a big
amazing
world,
world,
but there
but
is a world. Yeah.
yeah, it's like better than the standard Tau list or the more sort of like singles and Tau list.
Yep.
But that did not eventuate. Obviously, Reese is a very good player, so no shade to Dan for bringing back 2 points.
No, it's a bad matchup, and you're playing against someone that knows Dallas very well. Like it's just tough,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Dan also had like 2 games on the 3 Land Raiders. To be fair to him,
Yeah. Damn.
but yeah, I was pretty happy with what we pulled back here. We got 3 draws and then a couple of like a smallish loss and 1 blowout loss,
That's okay
which
though.
is not,
Like, yeah.
not terrible. Yeah, I was happy with it.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah,
Cool. And then
yeah.
we have the last round. And also, yeah, go watch Risky Rollers streams. They do great streams and with decent commentary and like pretty good setups. So go and watch that stuff. You watch Tate's stream, Squad Games 2026, and go shit talk. There's a couple of comments from me there as well, giving my
Some
buddy.
funny comments. Yeah.
Yeah, talking to my buddy. So that was fun. But yeah, go check it out. Give them a like, give them a follow. They are definitely worth watching and worth following for the stuff that they do because they do some great stuff for Team Australia and just for events in general.
And follow it as well because they'll be streaming ANZTC, so you can watch North and South play there. Hopefully, yeah.
Hell yeah, that'll be sick. That'd be very cool. You'll
Yeah,
see me
get
walk
Chris
around
on
in the
stream. I
background.
can heckle him. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Cool. So then we go into round 5, and we're probably, unless Court of the Filipino loses,
Yep.
we're probably out of second, but they
Okay.
were playing Team Evict, so it
Yep.
was possible that they lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were with a shot at we lock second if they lose, but that's out of our control.
Mhm.
And then we were competing with Emperor's Finest on a sushi train for third, and we both had big peer downs. So
Right.
the strategy was who smashes who
Right.
smashes
Yeah.
their peer down
That's a tough
hardest.
one.
So it was just like, yeah, it was unfortunate because normally you wanna you're playing a team that's maybe a bit more casual, a bit more there with their mates for fun. But we were like everyone has to push.
Yeah, everyone's got their knives out and is ready to slaughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pedal on the gas. Yeah,
Yep.
so we had, and we also had the caveat of Leo had told me that there's a lot of boards he can't play this round unless it's
Okay.
like a melee mirror. There's a lot of bad boards for him, so I had to second defend him.
Okay.
But we managed to get him into his green, which was Necrons. So that was like a free 20. And Bakir sent me a screenshot of pairings, and he was like, "Oh, that's good pairings." And it's like fucking, I don't know, like 50 minutes into the round or something. Leo already has a 20 under his name, so it's like sick.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we managed to do really well with this. We managed to blunt the Montcar, which is their first defender.
Mm-hmm.
Then I kind of jumped on the Death Guard because no one really wanted it, but then we got Un and Leo into really favorable pairings. Dan also jumped on Admech, which was like a lot of I could have played Admech, I think, but everyone else did not want Admech at all.
Sure. Yep.
Um, so we got that, and then I also like Death Guard is very hard for me to kill, and the anti-infantry flamers are very bad for me, but they also have really poor screening, which
Yep.
is a problem.
Yeah,
At
your resurgent
one point
points just become a nightmare. Like,
yeah, yeah. He was the guy I played was really nice though, and he also played it quite well in that he had Mortarion, and he was just like, like you're not good at killing Morty, we're running him up the middle. I was like, fuck, and I managed to get him to yeah, managed to get him to one wound, and then he did the sucked off the truck next to him with the suck off stratagem and healed like 7 wounds.
Good. That's great.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But then I managed to get the effective double ingress of popping 5 bikes out of a blip and rapid ingressing a rock grinder with the triple ingress. So rapid ingress to rock grinder with 5 guys inside it and blipped 5 bikes in his backfield, and that was kind of like crippling. I managed to get all over his home and semi wrap his Plague Marine Rhino and then crack it.
Oh, rude. Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah. So that while it was looking quite grim when Morty was encroaching on my home, we blew it out a bit at the end.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. The old reach around at the back with the Gene Silicote's third arm.
Yeah. The old third arm inserting the rock grinder where you don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, funny. Oh, well done. That's awesome. So good. Couple of draws and 3 wins for that round. Really, really, really nice. Really like cementing a big win, which is what you guys were trying to go for this round, which is really what you wanted. So let's go to placings. And yeah, so the team that you lost against obviously won the event, the good guys too.
Yep.
And then Court of the Filipino had 1 loss on round 3, and then they came second, and then you guys, Pocket ATV Enjoyers, came third with 1 loss, 1 draw, and 3 wins. That's a really good record. Like for an event like this, like kind of caliber, and there's some big teams. Like that's really good.
Yeah, no, I was super happy with that because the like when I first saw the teams for that, I was like bit of a Shark Tank. But then like when I reread it, I was like, nah, it's sort of like 50% Shark Tank. Like there's some very good teams, but then some less good teams as well. Yeah, very very happy with our result, especially considering we had some, like faction constraints in what we were playing. Yeah, and we had some of our players are a little like less used to the teams format, so I'm really happy with what we managed to pull out. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Oh yeah, congrats on podiuming. It must feel real good. Like it's if you're not gonna win, at least podium makes you feel like you won something. basically like
Otherwise, you're
winning, right?
completely lost. Yeah, yeah.
Very cool.
No, thanks.
Yeah. So, what are your What are your takeaways at, like post event? Like, what would you change? Like, obviously, you didn't really have that much wiggle room with the specific team that you had, but is there things that you would like? What are the nuances that you would change with that team? And then we'll go into talking about just like general team comps for,
So,
yeah.
but yeah, with that team, I think a couple of big things. I few things actually. I think Leo's list was really good, but for 5 specifically, I don't think you're playing World Eaters in 8s. Like I think it's just a bit more, bit harder to get it into what it wants to, a bit more complex, more likely that it'll be pinned. Um, and it also like he skewed quite hard into A, scamming people with Hellbrutes, and B, like being able to play Catan, which I think takes like a lot out of the World Eaters game plan. Like you're playing the 6-man Exalted 8-bound, which is like actually outside of like, to be fair, it's good for the meta, but if it's not getting those specific targets, it's quite points inefficient otherwise. And it's not tough. Like it's not soft, but it's not
Pretty
hard
soft
to kill.
at the moment. Like it just like
Yeah.
if you can see one of those guys, one activation could just kill it. Like
yeah. So what I mean is it's not like trivial. Like it's not like a trash unit, but it's not durable unit either.
Riptide goes
Riptide do be going brr. Yeah. Yeah, so World Eaters, but like Leo's a phenomenal player. And also like Drew Dean with Dean's army, which is
that's awesome.
Pretty good. Yeah. The other thing is Nids. The Matrix for Nids was just horrible. Like Ben matrixed every army, and I was like, this is just like, where's the greens? Where is anything that you win?
God, yeah.
Like every round, it was just like we just get Ben out by going, here is the thing that you're like never taking, like the Gene Stealer Cult into Spectacle of Spite. You're never taking that.
Yeah.
And here's the like which it'll pull back some points and it's just fine. Like you just use it to force Nids into something that it doesn't get smashed by.
Yeah.
Pulls back an 8. And it's just, which is just like grim. Otherwise, I think the plasma on the Repex was bad. Like it was kind of a bit of a like the meta's going these two ways. If you want to be able to crack big stuff, you also have like the Vitrix profile or like these big bricky heavy infantry units that you're seeing a lot of. And we wanted to tick both of those, but it just meant that like when Mahan played Adam and it's the 5 big knights, it's just like he just doesn't have quite enough to get over the line anymore. Or when he played Tony's like Marauders, like heavy infantry and ACDC Marauder spam, like one plasma Repex is not enough in that scenario. Like
just hedge one way and go for
like,
it.
Yeah. Which, like I tried on that one, but some people never listen. So some people also won't watch this, so we're fine. The other thing I think I probably, if I wasn't such a Outlander Claw sycophant, Host of Ascension probably would have been better. I probably needed to rep it a bit harder as well. Like I played a couple of games with it and I haven't lost, but I think it's still quite complicated to play and it no longer has the crazy damage. Like I think if you bank CP, you can have like a crazy mode go turn. It's just one. Like you can't cycle and keep going like you used to be able to, because you need to be able to like burn 5 CP. And you can't realistically bank that back up. But the profile skew, like the game I played on stream, I was thinking afterwards, I was like, I don't see how I don't just like 15 plus with Host of Ascension, because all his units cap out at like 8 attacks. And you just like don't 8 attacks, 18 attacks. You don't other than the Lamades unit. You don't clear a 20 man and then it just like regrows.
It's just a nightmare to deal with. It's just a bunch of OC. It's just idiots everywhere.
Absolute nightmare, yeah. And you can just like 6-inch the 20 man in like the weird T shape where they have to charge the shitters, and you just like coherency break, and then you're just like, the heavy weapons are back over here, and you get shot again.
Ugh.
Like it's so I think like probably should have played that. Yeah. Other than that, like factions, I would not play Nids unless it was Gaunt Carpet. Even then, maybe not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gaunt Cup is interesting.
Um,
Like it does a surprising amount of damage, but at the same time, like, do you want to put someone through that list, and is it
oh,
actually that good? Like, is it worth the like effort that you have to go into it? I'm not sure. It's not bad, but like, I don't know if it's good enough to warrant the like reps. For like Recon Guard is just very good, right? Like it's worth the reps to get into it. I don't know if Gaunt Carpet is worth the same amount of reps.
no, not unless like you need to be like for eights. Even then, I still think there's like you'd take Chaos Cult over Gaunt Carpet,
Mm.
or like honestly, after the couple of games I played, I'd maybe even look at Host over Gaunt Carpet if you're going for that like swarm list.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, it's quite
but yeah,
interesting.
like it has a place. I just don't know if it's optimal for that place.
Sure thing. Yep.
Yeah.
That's quite
Other than that, taking Necrons definitely not taking Necrons is a mistake, but we just
yeah.
didn't have it.
Yep.
Yeah,
And your Chads for
yeah.
doing that, so
A lot of people just did the kind of conscientious objective thing of they're like we're not participating.
yeah, good.
Like there were
Yeah.
only like 4 or 5 teams that took Necrons, and they were all like, yeah, we could have, but we didn't want to. Like,
Hell yeah. That's
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but probably similar. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear any other
Yeah, your
yeah,
comp specifically, there isn't like a whole heap. Like again, you had restrictions, which was hard. But everything seemed to do its part. I think maybe like if your Black Templars was like Ultramarines, because like you get the +1 to wound oath, so the Repex has just become like that night matchup just gets flipped instantly, right? Like there's no way that that's not the other way around in that matchup then.
yeah,
And I don't think there's
yeah.
many
My
other things
melting
you
melt
paired
is
into that would be that crazy different.
different. Yeah, I don't think so. Like I think you lose like the +1 to wound everywhere on all like the sword bro units. I don't know, like they fuck, but like for their cost, they kind of don't.
Yeah, but then
So
Vitrix,
it's
like,
like,
aren't Vitrix just better?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like,
Hey, my plate 6 reactive, move on fallback. Um, yeah, I don't. I think the only thing, like, some of the things that list has are better than Ultramarines, but
mhm,
the things that you do get outweigh that. You know, like
yeah,
I'd say, like the holistic, like every unit, like the Repixes are slightly better individually than
mhm,
Ultramarines Repixes. Sword Bros are like slightly better than the mid trade pieces, but like Vitrix and Gilliman or +1 to wound oath
yeah,
probably just outweighs that.
yeah.
Mm,
I agree. I they're both interesting options, but yeah, I think that's probably where you could have gotten definitely a bit more percentage points. Is probably where I was thinking. Like, if you're taking a
I agree.
marine,
Yeah.
that's probably if you're especially like 3 Repex marine, I'd probably rather take 3 Repex ultramarines than 3 Repex. But even if the rest of the list was fairly similar, obviously sword bros can't be in it, but like even blade
Yeah.
guard and just be like tanky on the line and then just good gun behind it. Like I think that could
Yeah.
have been interesting, but is what
For
it
sure.
is. But I think that could have been interesting. I like your custodians list. I liked your list. I actually quite like the Outlander Claw. I think it just like adds like interesting dynamicism, and it
It's good.
also not a lot of people have played against it, so you do get a little bit of X factor with it, which is kind of nice sometimes. Like GSC in general, you get a little bit of X factor with, which I quite like that kind of stuff. So like
I
everyone knows
do.
how GSC play now, but they just haven't gotten like 10 reps where like they may
Yeah.
have 10 reps into Necrons, they might have 10 reps into Tau. They're probably not going to have 10 reps into a good GSC player. And if they have
Thank you.
3 bad like reps into a bad GSC player, it's just like actually like
It's not the same
instrumentally
thing. Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah, I think you're absolutely right on like Outlander Claw and pairings. I think people just being at this event specifically, they just head around it wrong.
Mm,
Like they'd be like, oh, we didn't want to get this into Outlander Claw. I'm like, that's fine. Like you screwed your whole pairing strategy trying to avoid something you didn't need to avoid, or
yeah.
they just like pair something into it that's not, not good.
Mhm.
I think it like just results in mistakes in the
Yeah.
pairings process, which is really useful in of itself. Because I think
Yeah.
there are like a few things where they just like let us like they probably the Emperor's Finest. They did not understand how bad Outlander was
Mm,
for Emperor's Children,
yep.
and then I think also clearly didn't understand that Outlander had planned to recon in the first round, and then what was there was another one that popped up in my mind, but it's gone. I think it's a big pairings boon to have something like that people don't understand.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think so as well. Especially in like your local teams events. Like when you go to like the higher
Yeah.
the echelon, it doesn't matter nearly as much. But like your local event, if you can take like AdMech and GSC, there's just an amount of X factor with those armies, which is just kind of nice to like
Yeah.
just to help, you know, just helps.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is good, for sure. And I actually think a lot of our armies had that in that they were all quite skewy in
Mhm.
some fashion, which did result in like a little bit of the either not quite understanding or just being like better at playing that one thing than people were used to. Like the 3 Repex or the 3 Hellbrutes is quite a hard skew.
Yep.
Same with 3 Landfitters. It's all hard skew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all it's like it's beefy skew as well. It's not just like middling skew. It's like it goes pretty
Yeah.
hard into it, which is nice. Like just lots of toughness 12 is just an obnoxious full of diamonds to deal with. Okay, then let's talk about current meta. So twins are out now, and everything else is the same as the event that you went to. What do you think are the best things for like team composition going forward? So like I think for like 5s, it's pretty more interesting than 8s because 8s you kind of get a bit more like, you know, flex picks at the end, right? You know, like your CKIKs, those can be a bit better in 8s than they are in 5s because they can't get pinned as easily, stuff like that. So it can be kind of interesting. So maybe let's just talk about 5s and like what are the auto includes? I think for like myself, I think like Tau Necrons pretty auto include. They just don't have enough bad matchups for them to get pinned easily enough. So I think they both just kind of get slotted in. What are your thoughts?
I think I definitely agree with that. The one caveat I would add is that I don't know if 5s is because I also think Marines is an auto include. So
Yep.
you have your 3 locks, and then you have like 2 flex picks, which is like probably realistically skewing away from that kind of like heavy, because like Tau Marines Necrons is all bigs
Yep.
outside of probably like the Bitrix Guard and the trash pieces in Tau. So you're probably, I don't know, maybe like a horde pin, like Chaos Cult Recon
Yeah.
or something
It's
like
stuff so
that.
you can beat the other 3, right? Like
Yeah,
like
basically.
yeah.
Like
Like
yeah.
yeah, Chaos Guards Recon is actually that's a hot comp right there. Like Ultramarines Glad.
Yeah.
Then yeah, like Necron Starshed, Talmont Car, and then Chaos Cult Recon. That's actually a hot 5. Like that's a gnarly
the
5
hot
comp.
5. And I'm just going to point out that the Hot 5 is a great team name. So
Hell yeah, there you go. That's
yeah.
NZTC. The hot 5 is 8s, but we're going to be the hot 5.
Yeah.
And there's 3
Hot
others.
Yeah, the Hot 5 and Ollie, Chris, and Tate. There we go.
No! Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, so like I think that's actually makes it very interesting for 5s though. Like if you do think that those 3 are just like pretty, like if you had every option available to you, you're taking Tau Necrons and Space Marines, it really does like, well, what do you take? Do you just go more into the skew, right? Do you just take like what if you took like IKCK, you know, and then just go like, well, I'm gonna pin you with it like something like,
No.
yeah, I don't think so either. But like I'm just more talking aloud here. Like that's kind of interesting. You could also just take 2 more like flex rolls, right? Like just take like say like World Eaters, you know, but can kind of go into most things, bring home points. But also have some games where they're like, this is really good.
Yeah. Maybe I don't hate World Eaters as like a second defender so much as a consistent second defender does exist in 5s. I think like a lot of the first defenders at the moment are trying to take the light boards. So like if you have like your Montcar and then the other team's 3 Land Raider Custodies both take a light board, and then you're whacking your World Eaters down for a heavy table, it's probably bringing back points into most things, playing most matchups quite well.
Yep.
I don't know, like yeah. I don't know if I would consistently be taking World Eaters without the player that we had and our 3 Hellbrute skew.
But also like
to the
custodies,
point
right?
that you're
Like we didn't even talk about custodies, right?
The one thing with custodies is it really competes with Modcar and for that first defense slot.
Yeah, in fives especially. In eights, I think you're absolutely fine because there's enough boards.
Yeah.
In fives, like you take your good board, they take their good board. It's like, oh no, the custodian's good boards are gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess the pivot from that is you play Red Tau, and it's sorting more into things, and then your custodes gets to take the boards. But yeah, the other interesting thing that a lot of teams at this event were doing is taking like a 2-way skew Necrons. Like Team Vic had 3 Catan and 20 warriors with Orokin.
Yeah,
it's just like this weird kind of if you're able to kill the Catan, you probably can't deal with the warriors, and vice versa.
What did you think of that?
So that's it. It did okay. I liked it in concept, but it didn't really get the results that they were probably hoping for.
Okay.
It could have just been that people were prepared for both of those things, and if you were able to kill one of those things, there wasn't much left in the list. Like if you have a list that can one tap with 20 warriors, it's 3 Catan. 3 Catan and Necrosaur. That's fucking 4 units basically. Yeah. Our World Eaters, if we got World Eaters into that, he's like, I go into the warriors, I smoke them, the 6 exalted, and it just gets the slaughter bound, so that it is guaranteed. Just
one taps Catan. Yep.
And then it's 2 Catan and Necrosaur, and it's game over.
Yeah.
That's
so grim. Right. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think maybe that was the issue with that list, but it's an interesting concept. Like I don't know if 3 is where you want to be. Like there was another, like Court of the Filipino took 2 Catan and 12 Wraiths, which is obnoxious. So I think that's probably quite good. Yeah, the other thing is Deathwatch. Deathwatch is interesting. Like second place team Court of the Filipino had Deathwatch. That was the highest scoring list of the event.
Nice.
Probably getting Princess pretty hard, but it's good into can play the big things because it can drop, can double oath, can put like the Indomita kill teams into those big lists, but then it also has the triple Fortis kill team for the Horde skew and for the indirect. Like it can play all those things that are good. There's also a little I think some for Eurotrash, there's a few teams playing Deathwatch.
Yep, I know, and it's from Scotlanders, and I think another team is as well. I think I can't remember which one, but yeah, another one of the teams is as well, which is like pretty interesting. Yeah, so I think I think Deathwatch is really is fine. I don't super love them on WTC, but I don't hate them either. Like I think they're just very fine. Like they're good. If you can get them into a good matchup, they can still push really hard. They just on WTC specifically, they just lack a little bit of the pressure component, so they have to kind of be, kept alive for an amount to make sure that they don't go into they have a lot of greens, but they also have a lot of reds, right? So it's like having to, you're pairing them on a knife's edge, which makes them a little tough. I don't dislike them. I quite like stuff like that, but it does add to your pairings resources, which is genuinely a thing.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting point because I would say that I agree with you, but I would also say, particularly looking at that second placing team, their team was a lot of stuff that is like this. It's like 4 sword armies and Necrons, which is, I guess you could also call a sword army, but doesn't get blown out. It's like Warhorde Orcs cannot play everything. Deathwatch cannot play everything. A super lean, super specifically teched Thousand Sons Grand Coven list cannot play everything. It's just I can't remember what the other one was. Admech. Halo's Creed can probably play a bit more of a generalist sort of singles game, but
that's just one of those methodologies for pairings, right? It's like Everything has hard
Yeah.
reds and hard greens. Just peer more hard greens than you do hard reds, and hope.
I think that's not so good in fives though. Like I think that's much more of like an eights pairing methodology.
True, but it still
Yeah.
works, especially if you have good players that can
Yeah.
try and like your hard reds probably actually aren't as hard as you're saying they are. You just don't want that matchup.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You're just
because I
thinking of
definitely
the
do that. I'm
singles
like,
red.
no, I don't want to play Necrons. That's a red. It's probably like
Yeah.
a yellow, but it's a red. Let's be real.
Yeah. Or there's some players that you see that they're on your green and you're like, I can't win that. And your captain's like, really? And you're like, yeah, no, sorry.
Yeah. No,
Can't do that.
that old Ari army, no, just not vibing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
No.
That's the weird way. Fun. Yeah.
Nah, it actually kills me so bad. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that's pretty interesting. Well, we've been going for just a little over an hour. We probably could call it there. Is there anything else you want to talk about before yeah, do you want to make a team comp, or do you want to do like a and then maybe like 2 weeks time we could do a teams tier list, but we make like team comps?
We can either or, like, let's maybe save it for, because I don't know how I don't know what our content pool is looking like coming up to. I imagine 11th will have a lot of content, but otherwise, like, unless, because what New Zealand events are coming up? I can talk about RTTs.
Yeah, like really not that much. Not before ANZTC. To be fair, ANZTC is a month away, so like it's not like
Yeah, we should. You know what we should do? We should do a like shit talk. We should get Matt on. We should get Dan on if he will consent to be interviewed. Otherwise, we can get someone else on, and we should do the shit talk, the South versus North,
yeah,
like the pre-bout interview. Yeah,
I reckon that'll be hot. We should try and pencil that in for the next in the next month. We should try and get a player from each team on, and then I can be the ref and then be slightly hedged towards South.
You can't be the ref. I am the
No.
ref. I am the neutral party.
No, we don't want Team
You have to
Mukbang
sit
being the
silently.
ref. Come on.
That's terrible.
That's a joke. One of the
Being
comments
chicken
from
nugget.
a couple weeks ago was like, I can't stand Tate. He just keeps eating throughout the entire episode. And so ever since then, I've just been calling Tate Team Mukbang. But like, to be fair,
It's a
we've taken the advice and we've made sure to not do it anymore.
It's a valid comment.
Yeah.
I was just starving, and whoever that was, I'm starving right now, and I'm sacrificing myself for you. That's
yeah. This is what we do for the content that we make.
Exactly. I'm lightheaded. My head's spinning. I can see stars.
You're gonna sit up and just pass out.
My blood sugar is crashing.
No. But no, cool. Okay, yeah, let's just do like a team's tier list in a couple of weeks because we haven't done one in a while. So I think that would be quite cool.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun episode. And then it leaves a little bit for the viewers guessing. And we also had that last week where we kind of talked about where the meta's at. So you can extrapolate a lot from that for what you would take in teams events. Obviously, it is different because teams is slightly different, and you don't have to hedge every list to be towards it. But those are still the things you need to be trying to beat in teams as well.
Yes, yeah. I think that the other interesting thing with teams is like different factions can do very different things, right? Like you can take pre-rep X or 3 Hellbrute much more successfully in teams. So like where a faction sits on a tier list is actually like much more malleable depending on how you're building it.
Yeah.
So that's
very true. Very true. Yeah, and what kind of skews like that faction gives you, that makes available to you, is also really important.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Easy as well. That is another week of Skill Issue. As we did last week, I'm just going to flick it back over to the stream starting soon screen and just leave it there for a few minutes because apparently it's been cutting off. So just to try and avoid that, we'll do that. Otherwise, thank you very much, Tate, for being on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you every Wednesday. And we will see you next week.
The reoccurring guest. Goodbye, everyone.